Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into something that might just completely transform your nighttime routine. We're talking about the famous Sleepy Girl Mocktail. We'll break down exactly how to craft this perfect wind-down drink, look at its wild rise to fame, and, most importantly, dig into the actual science of why its specific ingredients really work. Let's get right into it.
So let's start with a universal struggle. You know that feeling, right? You've had a long, exhausting day, you finally crawl into bed, and your mind just won't shut off. You're tossing, you're turning, and you just can't seem to flip that switch from the daytime hustle to a relaxed evening. Finding a reliable, healthy way to signal to your body that it's actually time to rest, well, that's an absolute game changer.
Enter the Sleepy Girl Mocktail. This is a soothing, entirely non-alcoholic drink crafted with one very specific job: to lull you into a peaceful state of mind. It's meant to be sipped slowly, using calming flavors to help you actively unwind before your head hits the pillow. It's kind of the ultimate addition to a nighttime ritual because it's highly functional, but honestly, it's also incredibly delicious.
Now you might be thinking, where did this suddenly come from? Cozy bedtime drinks aren't exactly new, but this specific modern twist spread like wildfire literally overnight. It blew up on social media, where wellness influencers basically crowned it a mandatory nighttime habit. It quickly became a total viral sensation for the sleep-curious crowd. Basically, people who were desperate for an evening drink that looked amazing in a photo, sure, but actually delivered real, restful results.
But the real magic behind all this hype? It's the science. The absolute foundation of this mocktail is 100% pure tart cherry juice. And why is that? Well, tart cherries are actually one of the very few natural food sources of melatonin. Yep, that's the exact same hormone your brain naturally produces to regulate your sleep cycles. So it supports a really gentle, natural transition into deep rest, completely bypassing that heavy grogginess you sometimes get from synthetic supplements. But the cherry juice doesn't have to work solo. It's paired up with chamomile tea. Now, chamomile is an ancient remedy. We're talking used since the days of the Roman Empire, just to promote relaxation. When you take the natural melatonin from the cherries and mix it with the historically proven, super calming properties of chamomile, you get this amazing functional synergy. It essentially sends a clear message to your nervous system saying, okay, it's time to power down for the night. So getting the right stuff is absolutely crucial here. For a single serving, you're going to need 4 ounces or about 120 milliliters of tart cherry juice. Quick pro tip for you. Seriously. Double-check the label and make sure it's 100% pure tart cherry juice for the best results, not a blend. Next up, grab 1 chamomile tea bag or a tablespoon of loose leaf if that's your thing, and 6 ounces of hot water to brew it. To balance out those flavors, you'll want a teaspoon of honey, which you can totally tweak to your liking, and finally, ½ ounce of fresh lemon juice for a really nice touch of brightness.
Now you might hear the word mocktail and think you need a fancy mixology kit, but I promise you don't. The tools required here are minimal. Just grab a kettle or a pot to boil some water, your favorite cozy mug or a heat-proof glass, a spoon to stir it all up, and a measuring cup to get those tart-to-sweet ratios just right. That is literally the whole shebang. It's perfectly designed to be completely hassle-free when you're already exhausted.
Okay, so how do we put this together? It's a 5-minute recipe and it's categorized as easy for a very good reason. Step 1, just bring your 6 ounces of water to a boil. Step 2, pop your chamomile tea bag into your mug, pour the hot water over it and let it steep for about 5 minutes. Step 3, take the tea bag out and pour in your cherry juice, honey, and fresh lemon juice. Step 4, give it a really good stir until you can tell the honey is totally dissolved. And Step 5, give it a taste. Tweak the sweetness or tartness if you need to, and just enjoy it while it's wonderfully warm. And hey, if you want to make this nightly ritual feel a bit extra special and highly visually appealing, as the trend dictates, you can definitely elevate it with a quick garnish. Just float a thin slice of lemon and maybe a few dried chamomile flowers right on top. This isn't just about looking pretty, though. It actually adds a really gentle, relaxing aroma right under your nose as you take that first sip. It adds a lovely touch of elegance to the end of your day. Let's talk nutrition for a second, because that's always important when you're starting a new daily habit. This drink is incredibly light. We're talking 0 fat, 0 protein, and about 15 grams of natural sugar per serving, so it's super easy on your system. Plus, it's naturally caffeine-free and packed with antioxidants, making it a genuinely functional, healthy choice for your body.
But I really want to highlight this specific number, 70. At just 70 approximate calories a pop, this mocktail is a completely guilt-free way to wind down. You get that amazing sweet, floral, and slightly tart flavor without it sitting like a brick in your stomach right before you try to drift off.
Another awesome thing about this recipe is how versatile it is. Sure, it's traditionally enjoyed warm because hot chamomile tea is so deeply comforting, but you've got options. If you're someone who runs hot at night, or if it's the dead of summer, you can absolutely pour this over ice. A cold, refreshing version is just as delicious and gives you the exact same sleep-supporting benefits, just in a much cooler format. You're also in total control of the sweetness. If you're looking for a fully vegan option, or if you just like a different kind of flavor profile, you don't have to stick with honey. You can effortlessly swap it out for maple syrup, agave nectar, or honestly, whatever plant-based sweetener you happen to love. The recipe is super forgiving. It's meant to be tailored exactly to what your taste buds are craving at the end of the day.
So what's the big takeaway here? I think it's perfectly summed up by a quote from our source material. Think of it as a tasty part of a healthy bedtime routine. Now, obviously, everyone's experience with sleep is going to be a bit different, but the functional ingredients we talked about, the melatonin in the cherry juice and the calming chamomile, are genuinely backed by science to improve sleep quality. It's not just a passing internet trend, it's a really practical, delicious tool for your wellness arsenal. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. In a world that is so completely obsessed with hyper-complex morning routines and endless productivity hacks, could the secret to a better, more focused day actually start with a simple 5-minute mocktail the night before? Gather your ingredients, give it a try tonight, and see if maybe nature's oldest remedies are exactly what your modern routine has been missing.
Thanks so much for joining me.